Today I'm going to make this super simple top with removable sleeves. It took me maybe 20 minutes to make. You'll need about a yard of fabric depending on your size and how big your sleeves are going to be. The only materials you'll need is fabric, elastic, I used 1/4 inch, and thread. To start, you'll need to cut a long rectangle about twice or 1.5 times the circumference of your chest measurement, and mine ended up being salvage to salvage and then about 11 inches tall. These can change depending on how poofy you want it and how big your chest is. Next, we're going to make the channel for the elastic. To do this, we're going to take the long edges of both sides and we're going to fold it over twice, making sure that the channel is going to be big enough to fit our 1/4 inch elastic through. I'm just going to use a straight stitch here. That's all you really need for this project. Once that's done, we're going to measure and cut our elastic. You're going to take your over bust measurement or wrap the elastic around that over bust area and cut it to length, and then we're going to feed it through the top channel. Also do the same thing with your under bust measurement. To feed the elastic through, I'm just using a simple safety pin and feeding it through the channel. I struggled with this somehow, and I kept on pulling it all the way through, so make sure that tail end is sticking out, or else you'll have to re-feed it through. Once that's done for both of your elastic channels, I just sewed my ends of the elastic together so they wouldn't fall through the channels. And then we're going to sew the edge together to finish our little tube top. So I'm flipping it wrong side out, and then I'm just going to sew along that edge right there. To finish the edges, I'm just using pinking shears because I'm lazy, but you can do a serger or a French seam and it would look a lot prettier, but pinking shears work just fine. If you just want the tube top, you can stop here and it's done, but I wanted to add detachable sleeves, so I'm going to do that now. The sleeves are also just a rectangle. I just kind of eyeballed it, just making it a little baggier than my arm circumference. And then we're basically going to do the same thing that we did for the tube top part, but we're going to rolled hem the short edges of the sleeves instead of the long edges. And then I just wrapped elastic around the top of my arm to get the correct length and cut that, and then I'm going to feed it through the top channel of my sleeve. Then I sewed along the edge just like I did with the tube top, but this time sewing along the long edge. And I'm going to do this for both of my sleeves, and then I'm going to pink the edges so they're all finished, and that's the sleeves done. Here's the finished top on a person. I think it came out really good. It was really, really simple and easy. I highly recommend making one.